right, so we are going to be working with a dowel today. So if you've not heard of a dowel, then I would highly suggest looking into one because it's going to give you so many different benefits. And I don't really know any alternative methods that you can use other than like a stick or maybe say an umbrella or something, but the dowel is going to be your best as it's easy to roll and it's pretty lengthy and sturdy as well. So either click the link and get your dowel on Amazon, or you can go to Home Depot. I recommend one that is about shoulder height, so either you can lean on it or that it's expansive for your arms. So if you don't have one, highly recommend getting one and then coming back to this video. And if you do have one, grab your dowel and we'll get started. So we're going to get started either standing or you can go ahead and kneel, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to place the dowel behind our necks. So it's not necessarily resting high up on the neck, but right where it meets the shoulders. Our hands are going to come over the bar and just allow your hands to kind of rest easy. You might even feel a stretch within the biceps and where the elbows are, or even the chest itself. And if you want a little bit more mobility, you can just start to twist your body from side to side. You do want your feet to be a sturdy base and a foundation, so have them be about hip width apart, keeping the core engaged, and we're just twisting from the upper torso. So I don't want you to be twisting your hips like that. Your hips are relatively staying forward, and we're just twisting the upper body. This is getting into the spine. Notice the shoulders. And remember to breathe in from the belly. We'll do 2 more. And then come back to center, keeping your arms on the dowel. You might even start to feel some tingles in your hand. That's probably, as long as it's a comforting one, might start to feel little tingles in the hand. It might be a pinched nerve, and it might just be from the lack of blood flow. We're not going to be here too much longer. We're just going to start to tilt our body from one side, coming back up and down towards the other. So as you come down, you're pressing your hand, the lower hand against the pole, and the upper hand is just going to receive the stretch and the benefits. So it's kind of like a seesaw. Feel the weight of the hand on the lower side, and the upper side is just completely relaxed. And then as you come back up, it presses down. You might feel a good stretch on the chest, the lats, the obliques. Gently come back up towards neutral. You can go ahead, remove the dowel and place it out in front of you. Take a moment, feel the blood flow coming back, and while the blood flow is coming back, we're just going to grab the dowel and we're going to warm up the wrist. So we're grabbing it like a fist. You should feel contact with the dowel with every single region of your callus marks. So make sure that that is nice and tight. The thumbs can either be on the sides or it can be coming across towards the front of the middle fingers. And then we're just gonna keep our arms relatively straight. The shoulders are down, back, and relaxed. And we're just gonna start to twist the bar going up and down. You should feel the sensations deep within the wrist. You might hear some snap, crackle, pops. I know mine are. I mean, from texting to being on the computer to the work I do, it definitely is crucial to integrate some wrist mobility and warm up. Again, keep in contact with the bar on your hand. See if you can isolate the movement just towards the wrist. We're going to do 2 more. Maybe go really slow. Good. You can go ahead and relax the wrists. You can either be kneeling for this, you can be up against the wall, or you can come down onto your backs. And we're just going to get into more of a shoulder mobility. So keeping our arms about shoulder width apart can be a little bit more open. I don't want you to have it be so close together where it's a very narrow stance. So just open your hands up a little bit more. And then we're going to retract the shoulders down and back, so you should feel both of them evenly on the mat. The lower core is slightly engaged, so we're bringing the navel up towards the heart space area, engaging the lower pelvic floor muscles, pressing our lower back gently into the floor, and keeping our ribs stable so they're not flaring up or down. And as you maintain this lock between the core, we're just going to start to lift the hands up and bring them back down. See if you can maintain contact within your back, the spine, the hips, all in contact with the mat or the wall, and then gently bring your hands up and over. So this is really starting to just isolate the shoulder joint and also incorporating the core. Remember to breathe through your belly. I would rather have you go slow. It's quality over quantity. So even as you watch me, I'm not going rapid. I'm having slow and controlled movements. And when I notice that I feel a shift or I'm about to have a shift, that's why I encourage going slow, so you can feel the little clicks and the choppiness within the movement. And once you have the awareness of it, you can alter your body so that it can move more fluidly. And then as you start to get better at this, I want you to kind of use your imagination and pretend like the bar is a weight, so that there's weight on either side, and now you're actively engaging those back muscles and the shoulders. And then on your way up, your chest and your shoulders. And I probably should have said this earlier, but you don't have to come all the way back. Just go as far back as you realize your back's starting to arch or your flat comes off the mat. Maybe it's all the way up here, and that's okay too. I'd rather have you have that alignment versus having you kind of overextend yourself. Good. Now this you are going to love. So if you are on the mat, you can, or on your back, you can come back up. You can come in a cross-legged seated position. You can stand, do whatever feels comfortable for you. And we're going to get into a little neck massage. So the bar goes behind the back. You're going to start to diagonally create a line so that the bottom half is on the inside of that shoulder joint, and the back of the pole is kind of like in the middle of the neck. Let me go this way so you can see. And you're pulling on the lower hand so that the shoulder goes backwards and that you're feeling the bar against the neck. And so here, when you have this movement, you can really just start to press the bar in and gently slide the bar all the way up the back of your neck. And you can even play around with this too. It doesn't have to be necessarily a diagonal line. You can flatten it, just really press the bar into your neck and gently slide it up. The way I like to say it is, If you've ever put a screen protector on your phone, you're smoothing out all of the air bubbles. And if you feel a really tight, juicy spot, just go ahead and hold there and breathe. This is cool because you're not giving yourself a massage, but nobody else is giving you a massage. So do it as much as you need to feel comfortable. If you want a little bit of a chest and shoulder massage, you're going to bring more of the weight on the lower half. The upper body or the upper hand can just kind of keep it in place. And then with the lower hand, you're just going to massage it over the shoulder. You can utilize as much pressure as you would like. This is going to definitely expand the chest, the shoulder. Then go ahead and do it on the opposite side. So again, it's kind of like you're layering or removing those air bubbles out. Alternatively, we are, but we're releasing the tension in the fascia. Let me face this way so you can see. Maybe you just hold it in one spot and you breathe through the tension. And as you breathe through, you feel millimeter by millimeter slight movement and openness within the upper body, the neck. You can also seesaw the pole from one side to another. Just making sure we're not going over the spine. We want to protect the spine. And start to listen to your body. Where does it want the bar to go? Each side of your body is even unique. So even though we all have differences within our body, even each limb within our body has major differences. So from here, it's kind of like I'm pressing my head into the bar, and this hand is controlling the movement and preventing the bar from kind of like flying up. And so within that, it creates the pressure to go on the shoulder. It creates a force. So go ahead, take about 2 to 3 more deep breaths wherever you're at. And one last one to just open up and finalize the chest. We're going to grab the dowel and just place it right on our chest, on the sternum. So most of the weight is on the center of our chest, which is the sternum. And gently start to slide your way up to the collarbones. And once you reach the collarbones, which is the bones that come join here, we're gently going to put that pressure and with our chin, lean it up forward. So I want you to pay attention to your neck. I don't want you to kind of collapse it down to look up. That's putting a lot of pressure on the back. But just put some weight on the collarbone, and it's kind of like you're drawing a line with your chin up. You'll notice a stretch in the front of the throat, the scaling muscles. Maybe you tilt your head from side to side, but again, keeping that length within the neck so we're not collapsing through the back. And then you can gently remove the bar, come into a seated position, and just notice, is there any area in your shoulders that you want to expand and kind of give a little bit more attention to? Or just notice the openness even in your wrist, your fingers. How does it feel? Can you feel the blood flow going back? And what would happen if you practice this consistently, even for a couple days, and how will that kind of open your chest, your shoulders, especially if you're seated at a rounded or rounding your back at the computer? Allow yourself to feel the expansion. So I hope you enjoyed this flow. I hope you enjoyed this posture alignment, and I can't wait to see you next time.